In this video, I'm going to compare the AMD's Ryzen 5 3600 Zen 2 processor with the Ryzen 7 3700X and see does it make sense to buy this more powerful 3700X, or you can live with 3600. And for the price comparison, I pulled out this number, their pricing number at $289 from Amazon, and this one is at $238, roughly $60 of difference, or a 25% more. So to give a very quick outlook, the main difference between these two processors comes from the number of cores, which is this is a hexa 6 core and this one has an 8 core. So you can just base upon the number of the cores, you can see that it's 25% faster, but that 25% faster gets triggered, and that's even not 25%, maybe more like 10-15%, because when you have more processor working together, they do not scale linearly with the number of processor because of the inter-processor communication. So that being said, they both have the same base clock frequency. That's 3.6 gigahertz. So if you, let's say, if you have some processor running and that's utilizing only one single core, then you will see no performance difference at all. You could start seeing some difference when the turbo clock kicks in, and this one has a peak turbo clock frequency of 4.5 gigahertz. So when the task is demanding very high power, so you will temporarily this should get a better performance. Or if you on a sustained basis you are utilizing all the cores of this processor, then Ryzen 7 could have like a 15% better performance. I also have listed Ryzen 5 3500, and that's pretty much similar to the 3500 in terms of the base clock of 3.6 GHz. The turbo clock is marginally lower at 4.1 GHz, but the big difference would be the cache memory, which is same in Ryzen 5 3600 and Ryzen 7 3700 at 32 MB, while it will be only 16 MB for Ryzen 5. So that is one big difference, and the price drops down to by another $30 to $208 as of now. All of them are 65 watt processors. They built with the newest TSMC 7 nanometer foundry, but the CPU itself has multiple chiplets like CPU cores and the IO sections, and they are built with multiple foundry technologies. The central IO chiplet is made with 2012 nanometer, and it made sense to use up whichever technology is more mature instead of going for an all-out 7 nanometer. And all this in Zen 2, AMD moved from Global Foundries 712 nanometer to TSMC's newer 7 nanometer foundry, and the performance benefits has been very good because AMD is able to fit in more number of CPU cores in the given processor. You could also look at, if you are looking at a very high performance processor, you could look at the 12 core 3900X at $429, or you could also go to 3950X with 16 cores, which is really could be good if you are running this processor at a lot, running your rendering or other computing things. So then these two could be useful for you as well. I have not included benchmark because it should be obvious that the kind of the performance difference you could be looking at, but you can look at the other places for benchmarking results, and it will be interesting to see how these things compare with the Intel's 9th or 10th generation processor, but I will cover that in some other video. Thanks for taking a look.